Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to start my journey on going through Beyonce's catalog. But before I can do any of that, I feel like it's important that we start with Destiny's Child, as we need to get a proper understanding on who Beyonce really is. I would give a background on who Destiny Child is or how they got started, but I already did that twice, and I'll post both videos in the description below. Anyway, here is Destiny Child's debut album, and if you want to know my thoughts, stay tuned to find out. Before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, I've started a Patreon account. On here you get more copyrighted material, and they'll be uploaded 48 hours prior to YouTube. If you want to support or visit, link is in the description. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. The album opener. This is a song where I like the authentic production and where the girls sound good, but the song doesn't do much for me. For one, Beyonce is playing a game with love, but she has struggled with the winning hand. But the game is so addictive, she can't stop playing. But as it is, I don't think the song is bad. Just has me perplexed on why this was the album opener. Just a weird feeling. Next question. Why is part 2 higher than part 1 on this album? The answer is pretty easy. The big single collab with Wyclef, something to do to grab the album's attention. Clef used the Barry White Strange Games and Things sample with a funky bass. Beyonce is telling her man, why is he holding back his emotions? If you keep on keeping on, you're gonna lose a wonderful woman. And I feel like Beyonce is trying to cram too many words in her verses to the point where I can't understand what she's saying. But the bridge is very nice and gentle. When building this album, I felt like they ran into a conflict on where to place this song. I would have placed it towards the end of the album, in my opinion. As is, the album's fine. It's one of the more recognizable songs of this era. Just like the previous, weirdly placed. Unlike the last song, part 1 is heard before part 2. But I'm more frustrated with this song. One of the main criticisms of this project was that the album was very mature for their ages. Waiting for a man to come home from possibly cheating. I mean, these girls were 16 when they recorded this. And I don't like Jermaine Dupri's presence on this album, production, and repetitive verse. And the only redeeming quality was Kelly's verse. And to the surprise of me, I don't really like this song at all. And I'm disappointed that that was the outcome. This is a slow burn where we don't have much to say. This man is hiding something from the girls, and immediately Beyonce suspects that he doesn't love her anymore. And I will say that the harmonies are really good here, and it may be the redeeming factor of this song. And this is another song that's not bad, but I wanted to like this more, and it only ranges for me as okay. Now, this is the first song on the album that I genuinely liked. Some of this boils down to the production, which uses the Al Green Simply Beautiful sample. It gives the song a funky vibe. I also feel like the song was an En Vogue reject, and that's a compliment because Destiny Child made the song their own. Not too much to say about the content, but for me, it's the first highlight on this album. And here's the forgotten part 1 of No No No. And I prefer this version over part 2, and it boils down to Beyonce not trying to cram her words in her verses. And I'm not going to repeat the content because it's the same thing. The bridge is different from part 2, and I don't think it's bad, but it's just not memorable. Opinions on this is similar to part 2. Good, not great. For me at least. I'm going to chalk this one up to an ode favor. If you don't know, Destiny Child appeared on the Silk the Shocker song Just Be Straight With Me. And the difference is that Kelly's verse is layered with beats by the pound had to produce this. But Master P is the one that brings this song down. His verse is not interesting, and he was about 28 when he recorded this. And let me remind you again, Destiny Child was 16. So yeah, with like part 1, I don't like this one either. Not good. I don't have much to say about this one. I did thought the production was a sample from a Mary J. Blige song, but it's not. And there's not much to the content either. It's the definition of filler. Not a bad filler, but one where revisits will be minimal. Okay, history lesson. This song made an appearance on the Men of Black soundtrack, and it was the first ever release for Destiny's Child. It didn't do much on the charts, and I kinda get why. It's a low-key song with gentle production, and once again, the harmonies take center stage. And once again, the content is them waiting for their man to come home. Again, very mature for their age, but they do come, and she's there by his side. But this one leaves me very conflicted. And it's not bad because I like the harmonies and the production, but the content is what holds me back from this. Now this makes more sense. The girls interpolate Minds Playing Tricks on Me by the Ghetto Boys, A Houston Connection. I just wish the song was better and the interpolation was executed better. Beyonce is talking about her ambitions, whether it's with her musical dreams or with a boy. The song featured Pras from the Fugees, and he makes references to Luther Vandross, the Fortune 500, and Princess Diana, which makes me believe that this was one of the last songs made for the album. The song feels messy in ways it shouldn't. In other words, I don't think this is good either. Seeing the title of this one makes me dread, but luckily it isn't sexual. It's a song where they're planning their partner's birthday and he doesn't have to do anything, planning a party over really good production. Overall, this is harmless, don't have major issues, as does Sail On, one of my favorites on the album, as this song is a direct cover of the Commodores song. And why I like this so much boils down to Beyonce and Kelly's harmonies in their verses. I would say that the Commodores' chorus is stronger than Destiny's Child. Their version overall is better, but Destiny's Child make their song their own. It's a really good cover. Go re-listen to it. You won't regret it. A piano ballad to close the album. And this is a dedication to Andretta Tillman. If you don't know, she was Girls' Time original manager before Matthew took over. And just before the girls started to get big or take that next step, she sadly passed away from lupus. Now this song is another harmless song. Not the type of song you listen to every day, but the song kind of hit me. Given the fact that I lost 2 close relatives in a span of a year, 16 months to be exact, this song really helped me get through one of the toughest spans I'm in right now. So yeah, what a way to close an album. And that concludes this album review. For a debut album, I understand the kinks, but this album had a lot of songs that weren't fit for their young ages. I've done this before and I'll do it again. 6 out of 10 debut album because the girls showed they have potential, just needed some time to find their sound. Now their next album is Writings on the Wall, where the girls will get that opportunity to find themselves. And that concludes the first album review. Tell me what y'all think in the comments below. What are some of your favorite songs from this album? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.